with Dr. Leyland. Step into the future, the world is waiting now. Dreams are in the making, we'll show you how. From the books to the screen, from the stage to the stars. Level up your game, let's raise the bar. Innovation, inspiration, it's in our DNA. Breaking through the limits, we're paving the way. Level up, reach the sky, take the lead, don't be shy. Your story's worth it, your light will shine. At Level Up Academy, it's your time. Oh, it's your time. At Level Up Academy, we rise and climb. Empowered in your passion, your voice will be heard. Building a legacy with every word. From podcasts to pages, from business to art. Level Up's the place where it all can start. With heart and with vision, we're chasing every goal. Together we'll ignite the fire in your soul. Level up, reach the sky, take the lead, don't be shy. Your story's worth it, your light will shine. At Level Up Academy, it's your time. Oh, it's your time. At Level Up Academy, we rise and climb. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, we're trailblazing, breaking through the mold. Dreams are alive, let your story unfold. With courage and pride, we'll take the fight. At Level Up, we own the night. Level up, reach the sky, take the lead, don't be shy. Your story's worth it, your light will shine. At Level Up Academy, it's your time. Oh, it's your time. At Level Up Academy, we rise and climb. So let's level up and never look back. On the road to greatness, we're on the right track. Together we'll soar, together we'll thrive. At Level Up Academy, we're alive.
Whoa! Welcome, guys. That was really cool. Anyhow, I have a couple of announcements today, but let's go ahead and start with my sponsors first of all, okay? The first thing is Influencing You. Again, this platform is educational, designed to help you grow your social media influence. And if you're the type of person that can't really afford to pay for services, but you're willing to learn, right? All of the micro influencers and mega influencers, some of them have really huge following in social media. We're talking Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, right? They're actually on this platform and it is in multiple countries right now. They're slowly growing their social media platform. There's a library of social media classes, right, in 10 different languages for now, so that you can learn how to level up your social media because it is the new currency with business, especially if you're doing business. Some people going on TikTok has no business at all but makes money. So you got to understand the ins and out, the algorithms. That's why there's people like myself that's going there. We're just staying in our lane of zone of genius, right? Some of them are really good at looking at algorithms. They have a whole team of testers and things like that. And this is the platform that you should be in if you are ready to learn. Academic publishing is still open. There are 2 information in there. Whether it's Susana, myself, and Miguel, and that's it, we are going to move forward with it because I've already told my publisher that I will be doing something. So we definitely are moving forward with that. Mike to Millions. So if you are into podcasting or thinking about, doing podcasting, this is the book for you. Our podcasters group or Mike to Millions group, you'll get an email. You will not get a link here. It'll just be an email, and you know the Zoom link already. And it is this Tuesday from 10 to 10:45 because it's after Susanna's show, her show, Moving Beyond Boxes. It is actually 9 to 10 a.m. PST. Okay. In terms of magazine, we are doing it next month, March. So I'll be looking for amazing, right? Leaders within the industry. And right now, I'm actually what I was thinking, and I waited for a bit because I was thinking, what would be the theme for March for this first quarter? And my theme is for this quarter is really about perseverance. It's all about humanity, right? So I will announce on Wednesday what the cover looks like. I cannot wait to show you guys. But these are the magazines that I have done so far. We had 4 last year. We're going to have 4 this year. The first one's coming out in March, and I will be doing it this month. So keep a lookout on that. In terms of another amazing first, look at my beautiful sister, Susanna. Yeah, she is an author. That is her website. Go ahead and engage. But she's also a speaker. She does more than just writing a book, guys. Okay, you know we do multiple things. The reason that I highlight her as an author is because she is a co-publisher with me as well as an author, both an anthology and also a solo project. She also does workshops for universities and colleges. So look out for those classes that she will be putting out. We put out some of the classes that we were supposed to do for developing soft skills with Danielle. Danielle's a little bit busy right now, but we will come back hopefully towards the end of this month. But we will go from there because there's lots of going on towards the end of this month. Another sponsor I have is Bella Grace. These are specific products, not services, and they provide really amazing, like sustainable change within yourself. We're looking for beauty, obviously, and also that Alexa right there is like a lifeline for anybody who needs to level up the inside of their body, not just the outside, right? So that is really amazing that we're doing. And of course, my brother Mike from Hounds of Business Community. Look at that smile. He's still waiting for my pink Lua hut, guys. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. I promise. All right. So that is where it is in terms of Hounds of Business Community and social media. We will have partnerships soon where we have Level Up TV network, and you can have a show within the network as well. And we just started our anthology. We have our first Zoom this coming Saturday. So hopefully if you are thinking of it, this is it. This is your last stretch. It actually ended last week, but if you would like to come, please do so. My last one is CDV, Confronting Domestic Violence, right? So 2 QR codes. The first big one right there is the event directly, where Nicole, Agapi, and myself, I'm going to be in and out of this event actually because I do have to teach during that time. But it is about right now Stalker Awareness Month, right? We're going to talk about some of the domestic violence that you would be looking at in terms of your own relationship and things like that. So that is where we're at. And if you would love to donate for Confronting Domestic Violence, the QR code is right there down below. And if you need more information how you can volunteer on certain things, Agape is here for you, myself, and Nicole. And then today, right? Look at that. The role of prayer and discernment in business strategy. And Susanna and I were actually checking that out today and see, what our topic is. And I want to go back to a couple of weeks ago when we talked about really Christianity and what does it look like. Obviously, we're not going to claim that we're perfect Christians because God knows I'm not. But our heart, that is where we are going with tonight's conversation. Yes, I know. I have my crown tonight. I'm feeling queen of tonight. Okay? We own the night, guys. We own the night. Where the heck did my sister go? I mean, she was right here. What the heck? All right. I guess we're gonna...
Level up, it's time to rise, unlock your potential, reach for the skies, transform pain to purpose, find clarity and stride. With Dr. Leyland leading, we stand side by side. Collaboration fuels us, together we thrive at Level Up Academy. Your dreams come alive.
Oh, I love the vibe. I can't hear you again. Hold on. I think you're muted. There.
Yeah, you muted me in the first place, so yes.
Yeah, I think I muted everybody. Oh, Jesus. Okay, sister. Oh my gosh, this is a good conversation. By the way, here's our sponsors as well. Wow. Let's see who's in our sponsor. Oh, we don't have a sponsor on that side because we need you guys to be a sponsor in our TV shows. Sana and I always will have Sunday shows. Pounds of Business, Dad App, which is Shanda, influencing you. Of course, Move Beyond Boxes and Shine is yours. Miguel is our anthropologist. If you need anybody that does research really well, whether it's first or secondary, Miguel is it. And then, of course, our beloved sister, Danielle. How are you doing today, sis?
I'm doing good. Well, and I see Danielle's like, where's my crown? I don't have a crown. Go well.
You have a crown. You just don't know it yet.
Oh, okay.
Cinda, thank you so much for becoming a member. Noni, I need to talk to you. I thought about something. I definitely need to talk to you. Sindel and I are doing a huge project coming up for Charlie. It is about neurodiverse people. So if you are neurodiverse, definitely come. If you're not, definitely come because it's all about entrepreneurship. Okay, it's time to party. That's right, baby. Let's rock and roll. She parties like me a late night work, that's for sure. I want some chocolate. Wait, what chocolate? I thought you were supposed to give me chocolate. CJ, oh, you can buy my hair. You know that, right? Just tell me. I'll send you. I'll send you the link. Susanna buys my hair. Why not? Right? Seriously, man. Purple, yellow. Oh yeah, I love like everything crazy, right? Global Annie, bro. Thank you so much for coming in. I also need to talk to you because the TV network will come up. In terms of the dashboard, I will create that later on. But right now we're doing a beginning of TV network. Beginning of TV network. I'll be honest with you, I have no idea what that looks like. I've never done my own TV network. I've always been just part of a show. However, I'm done being part of the show. I want to be the network to help you guys. But I will do it differently. I always do things differently. Just like people can do anthologies everywhere or do whatever, the same thing I'm doing, but we're doing it differently. It's always different. It's just a matter of if you're willing to show up, and you know I won't let you down because I'm a doer, not a talker. Right, sister?
Oh, absolutely. And I love it. Plus, you love to tear things apart and put them together after you see how they work. So when you start something new, after you kind of said, okay, I've tried it. Now I'm ready to do something. It's going to be different, and it's going to be better.
It has to. It has to be better. We always try to level it up, no matter what area. So Charlie right here is an amazing human. He will be a lot on TV for sure for the next 3 to 4 weeks. You're gonna see Charlie a lot on Level Up. He is gonna be part of our community to level it up based on his network, his ideas, and we are collaborating to ensure that whatever he wants to do, it's going to materialize and it's going to show up where it needs to be. And we all need to come together because it's for a good purpose, right? I'm a sucker for communities who are doing it, service for others before self, right? I really love that idea. So thank you so much for being a member of Level Up. Sindel and Charlie, thank you so much. Okay, so sister, what are we talking about today?
Oh, it's gonna be such a good variety. But the bottom line is we're looking at kind of prayer and strategy for business, and really, it's not how it was written, but it really does come down to a soul-hearted. How do you get your business to be soul-hearted? And when we do that, prayer isn't everything we do. So
That's
We
true.
can't move forward without it. And who we are. When I talk about be your authentic self, move beyond the boxes, ignite the awareness to take that first step and be who you were created to be, that is basically who you are at your soul, because we all have these shells that are going to go away anyway, but the soul doesn't go away. That's who we are. So that's the way I view it. Forget about the shell. Don't look at somebody and base them on a shell. Get to know who they are at their soul. And
Yeah.
really that shows up in so many places and so many different ways in the Bible too.
That's why we're going to connect the Bible tonight with our business strategy, because we want to share that part, right? Living with intentions, April Wyatt. I am so sorry, sister. My phone died. I was not at home. And I was actually telling Susanna, like, hey, tell me what you've learned, tell me what's happening, because we want to continue that, right? We want to continue that momentum, sisters. I believe I was at the place where you guys were going to do something, and then I was like, oh, cool. What is this? What am I
It
going to
was
learn? And
Glenn.
then, yeah, and I died. I mean,
Well,
my phone died.
she's on with me on Tuesday, so she's my guest on
Awesome.
Tuesday.
So we're gonna talk about that. Yes, yes. I love Noni and Sindel working together. It's explosive. We
That
got a
would be
brand
me.
new speaker. Ooh, yes, yes. Noni is here. That's right. So here's what we are going to first talk about. Okay. Um, we actually went to our Bible like today. I actually I got this book called Prayers and Promises for Teachers, because you guys know I'm a teacher. Okay. And what I love about it is that it gives me, like, it's an alphabetical order, which is very good structure because I like structure. But for some reason, when I literally like open the Bible yet today, and then Susanna was telling me what the teachings are for Sunday, because we have our app for the Bible, and somehow depression came up. And I was like, oh, wow. Okay, we're going to go there. And I kind of read it and I read it. And that's what really kind of catapulted the conversation tonight,
Mhm.
is about that. But I want to read this to you guys. This is called, this is my Bible. Okay. It's also labeled. I like rose gold label. Anyhow, this is Psalm 43, verse 1 to 4. Okay, it's so crazy. Listen up. Listen up. Are you listening? Even if you're not a Christian, just listen. Don't worry about where it's coming from. Listen from your heart, okay? Open your ears right now in your heart and be open minded. It starts with, vindicate me, O God, and plead my cause against an ungodly nation. Rescue me from deceitful and wicked men. You are God, my stronghold. Why have you rejected me? Why must I go about mourning, oppressed by the enemy? Send forth your light and your truth. Let them guide me. Let them bring me to your holy mountain, to the place where you dwell. Then will I go to the altar of God, to God my joy and my delight. I will praise you with the harp, O God, my God. That's literally it. And if you really think about it, when we talked about, if I'm for God, who's going to go against me if God is with me? It's kind of that similar sentiment that I'm loving the conversation. And then we moved on to a conversation of what is actually things that comes up for us in the daily time when we are desperate and we need hope and we need to continue our faith, and also business. And this comes up. Ready? Sister loves this one. This is Matthew 6:24. It says, no one can serve two masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other, or you will be devoted to the one, despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money. And I'm going to ask Sister about her feelings on this one. But for me, you know, look at your business right now. Think about your business, okay? And how it connects. Are your services mostly all about money, money, money? We need money. We know that. Everybody needs money. I need money. You need money. We all need money, right? That's why we do business. But also look at the center and the core and the heart of your business. There is a point where greed comes over more than service to others comes over. When you cross that boundaries, that's when you know you're serving a different master, no longer your God, right? Because he didn't say that hate money. He never said that. It's when you actually serve the money over God. We know that our services and our our products needs money in exchange. It's an exchange of energy. However, we don't make it a center of everything, because then that's, you're
No.
not helping people anymore. It's greed at that point. So I'm going to have my sister kind of interpret of that, and then she's going to share her favorite Bible verse. Sister, what do you think about this?
Well, on this one, I mean, when we look around this world, and basically God is saying, have enough and go through life. Don't be focused on money, money, money. Don't be focused on how much you can get, on how to stockpile and all this other stuff, and and stop, basically stop making that the center of your life. And at the same time, don't say that he's your center and then be focused on money. Because I see too many people in this world. It's like they will say the one thing. They'll say that they're focused on God. He is leading them where they go, and then they will fight tooth and nail for every penny they can get. It's like, that's not aligning with this particular verse, because you're serving two masters, which means God is not at the top of the list.
No, no. What's your favorite? You want to read your favorite Bible
All right,
verse?
I will do the favorite, but I also have another one that's going to be, that is also important. But in terms of the favorite, and I love it because you have your Bible. This one is my grandfather's Bible. So this is the one. This is the one that my mother, after my grandfather passed, my mom gave me this Bible, and it's so important because a lot of things in my life have come from this Bible. And for me, it is Ephesians chapter 6, verses 10 through 17. And it says, finally, be strong in the Lord, and in the strength of his might, put on the full armor of God, that you may be able to stand firm against the schemes of the devil. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the powers, against the world forces of this darkness, against the spiritual forces of wickedness in the heavenly places. Therefore, take up the full armor of God, that you may be able to resist in the evil day, and having done everything, to stand firm. Stand firm, therefore, having girded your loins with truth, that would be the belt of truth, and having put on the breastplate of righteousness, and having shod your feet with the preparation of the gospel of peace, that would be the shoes of the gospel of peace. In addition to all, taking up the shield of faith, with which you will be able to extinguish all the flaming missiles of the evil one, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. And that passage is the basis of the armor of God. And I had to go through it 3 times before I understood what my grandfather was numbering within that passage. And once I figured out he was numbering the 6 pieces of the armor of God, then the next thought in my head, so it was placed there, was, can I make a fantasy story about this? And lo and behold, I did.
Sister, show them your book. Come on, let's go. We are doing it tonight, people. We are doing it tonight because we are a doer. And while you're doing that, Charlie's Castaneda Manawas Consulting is our sister Danielle, and she is neurodivergent. Okay.
Mhm.
So she's the one actually who pushed me to get myself checked out, because she's like, you definitely have it. I'm like, I have been checked out, and they keep telling me I don't. And then I push Susana to get checked out, and because I noticed she's doing the same similar things that I do. I was like, oh my god,
Uh-huh.
we're gonna do this. And then she believed me, so we did. Okay, so yeah,
I did.
show us your book, sister.
The armor of God. This is the fantasy series that came out of reading Ephesians. search for the armor of God and battle for the armor of God. So it's a story of one prince who everybody. I mean, this is moved beyond boxes at in its storytelling form. Everybody is telling him who he is, what he's supposed to be, what he's supposed to do. They're planning his life out for him, and he doesn't like what's being done,
No,
but he's trying to fit the box. And then something happens. He has to go on a quest to find the mythical armor of God. And it is going to be led by his younger brother, who's actually the heir apparent to the throne, even though our main character is the eldest prince of the king.
so you gotta read up and buy it. It's in Amazon, okay? For sure.
It is in Amazon, and
That's
it was
right.
fun to write. And it basically came from my grandfather. That book
So
would
there
have
you
never
go.
shown up if Grandpa hadn't essentially somehow basically said, "Why don't you try and make this into a fantasy story and see what happens?"
Exactly. And here we are. That's why the role of prayer and discernment in business strategy should be the center of our thoughts, right?
Mhm.
Colossians 3:23. Colossians 3
Colossians.
23 to 24 says, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward, it is the Lord Christ you are serving.
Uh-huh.
It really went with what we just talked about, not having two masters, people. Okay. So let's talk about that. When you do your business, who are you serving? Are you serving yourself more than anything, or are you serving others? You don't do and create your business for yourself. You already know what you don't have and what you have, right? You create the business for others, whether it's a product or a service, it's for others. Otherwise, it's not a business, right? And I think some of us, or most of us who are serving God, is yes, we want the money, right? Because that's we're serving ourselves to survive, but it's not the center of everything that we do. That's what we're saying, okay? Here, the Lord detests dishonest skills, but accurate ways find favors with Him. What does that mean, guys? What does that mean? Remember, we're all soldiers. Soldiers for the other or with God. That's literally, I'm not going to say his name. The other guy. The other guy is what I'm going to say. But really, you will find favor. Okay, like Susanna said, we're all living shells, right? And our souls is on our spirit actually is the one that you want, because that's you need to sustain for the rest of whatever life that you have. Now imagine forever. Like forever is so long. It seems like forever that we're here, but this is not forever. This is just, it's going to expire. What you're working for is the forever life, not this current life. But this
Exactly.
current life, actually, what you're living and how you're living and how you're serving others through your business actually will be your sustainable forever life. So think about that, right? Think about the people that you've wronged. Obviously, if you already apologize and they haven't really accepted it, it's okay. You did your part. But in your heart, you need to heal and not be subjected to hatred,
No.
because it will eat you up,
And
actually.
and don't let others hate on you, because
Hmm.
just slough it off. Let it go. And when it comes to that previous one too, just as a historical aspect, it really has a historical aspect to it, because there were people who would find ways to add extra weight to one side of the scale, so they were basically cheating people out of what they deserved. They would find a way to um, have a dishonest scale, either put their finger on there, or the weights weren't the proper weight, and so they cheat people.
I
And that's
like what sister said that too. We are energy, cannot be destroyed or created, only transform. I love
Mhm.
that, right? And our words actually is very heavily weighted. Think about the moment that people made you feel a certain way, rejected, loved, accepted, right? It's a huge difference. It's a momentum. Like when people say it takes only one person to transform you, not because that one person is really transforming you, is more of like that person is a catalyst of your transformation. It's actually you. Don't take the credit away from yourself. Okay, it's actually you who are open minded enough to transform yourself and listen to others. That's all. It's not a matter of, and I used to think back in the day, like you are seen but not heard. I was in that culture where if you're young, you cannot have an opinion, or can you tell people who's older than you what to do or what to think or how to do things differently. I came from that culture where you cannot, right? But then I realized that some of us have lived a little bit differently, and maybe the wisdom is not more, but the experience is, right? And this is when it also goes into your business, where some people are more experienced because they have done a lot within their business, where some people have had business for a long time but never really did something about their business to collaborate with others. So they're doing it for 40 years of the same thing over and over, whereas this person have 5 different industries, 5 different businesses, talk to so many people and learn from so many things. I would want to know that person, whether they're 5 years old. Well, they can't be 5 years old, but they're 5 years younger than me or 15 years younger than me. If they have wisdom that I could use for myself to transform myself and level up, I would, right? It's really not a matter of of sometimes we listen to people that we shouldn't, and that's when we get into trouble. And I don't know. I'm gonna have to look up another sayings when it comes to gossip. I'm sure there's a lot of things about gossip and things like that. Um, I wanna go and move to this one. It says God is not against profit, right? He is against greed. Build a business that serves people, honors him, and prospers with integrity. I love that. And then I follow it up with Proverbs 16:3. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans. What do you think, sister?
Exactly. Everything is it that's where it has to go. That's why I wake up in prayer, I go to bed in prayer,
Mhm.
um, and when anything happens during the day, it's that prayer time. It's oftentimes it's that asking to make sure that I'm hearing what I'm supposed to hear, that the heart is soft and I'm doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And
And if it's too soft, I tell her, no, that's not how it works. Like,
yes, you are there for that.
Danielle and I actually are telling her, no, nope, nope. It's so funny. And then when Danielle does something, I'm like, sister, no, no, that's not how it works. And then when they know when I'm quiet and they're like, something's wrong with her, she's quiet. I'm like, yeah, I'm tired. I'm just tired. I just take a nap. But what I love about the role of prayer and discernment in business strategy is that technically you already have the answer. You just need to listen. We're so busy listening to others instead of the messages to God. And it's not like the wall would talk to you, okay? We're not going there. It's the heart. It's the movement. When you're pushing for something and you know that why is it so difficult to do this? Why is this so much work? Right? That's literally God telling you, listen, you don't go that way. You're going to get burned. But often we are so stubborn that we keep pushing the path to resistance, and that's when I say we are rebel with a cause. We are gonna do this because we are not going in that status quo. We're going against it, the grain for that. Okay? Because we need to go what? What do we need to do? Move beyond that box so we can actually what? Thrive, guys. Thrive, okay? Not just survive. That's totally our whole theme last year. And this year I don't know what our theme's gonna be because we don't really know. But we start with no theme.
we
We
start with
start with
nothing. It's a great spot to start. And when you talk about this too, even with prayer, one of the beautiful things, and there is a prayer that says this, um, prayer is one of those things that it's really a solitary thing. It is the one it God is one of the few beings that you can have a conversation with and you know it's safe. You know it's not going anywheres. When you have that conversation, you know you belong because you can say anything to him and he is there and he listens, and whether he gives you or not, that's all on his mercy, that all on what he knows, his plan. But in many ways it's really hard to find that sense of belonging um, when you find it with other people, it is a true blessing, because you know that, again, whatever you say to that person, whatever it is about you, that person will never tell anybody else that piece of you without your permission.
Touchy subject.
It's a touchy subject, but it is important, and it is part of that belonging.
It is. It is. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm actually gonna go here because I just found one. Jealousy poisons love and destroys trust. A heart at peace gives life, but envy rots. Let's sit for a moment. I don't have a theology degree, okay? So don't kill me, okay? I'm trying here. Am I a perfect Christian? Heck no. Do I curse? A lot. But my heart and my soul literally is about God, right? Proverbs 14:30 says, "A heart at peace gives life to the body, but envy rots the bones." Literally, guys, there's so many people saying like, "Oh, just let this people, you haven't made it yet if no one gets mad at you or envies you." We don't want that. We actually want people to do good for themselves. Don't sell yourself short. When you see somebody that you like and you would love to be just like them in some capacity or not, don't let that thought stay there because it will rot your entire heart. Instead, ask, how did this person come about to do this? Right? Think about how hard I worked just to speak the language of English. Think about how hard I worked to get all my 4 degrees. It wasn't magic, right? It goes to a process. So the things that you don't see is the part that I suffered, that I worked hard. Everybody does. The thing that people don't see is the part that you suffer, that you worked hard, that you cry alone. And only God knows your heart, your soul, your passion, your your meanness, your lovingness, your kindness. Only God knows. Not even your best friend knows, right? But within your heart, you've got to let go the what if situation because it really will kill your spirit, right? Sister, do you have a favorite
I
quote that
have,
you like to read?
I have a verse that fits really well with this,
Perfect, go.
and let's see if you can figure it out. It's Romans 13:14. Romans 14, verse 13. Therefore, let us not judge one another anymore, but rather determine this, not to put an obstacle or a stumbling block in a brother's way. And I have another one to go with it, and that's 1 Samuel 16:7. And these are going to sound like they're way apart. Old New Testament, Old Testament, but there's a connection. So in 1 Samuel 16:7, this is when Samuel has been tasked with picking the next king of Israel after Saul. And it says, but the Lord said to Sam, because Samuel's like, oh, this is going to be the guy. This is the first brother to walk through. This has to be the guy. And it says, and the verse is, but the Lord said to Samuel, do not look on his appearance or on the height of his stature, because I've rejected him. For the Lord does not see as mortals see. They look at the outward appearance, the shell. But the Lord looks on the heart, soul-hearted. And it all goes together with what you just said as well. It's like, don't don't be judging. Don't look at people unless you see their heart. And when you know the heart, because that's the way God looks at everybody.
Sometimes our heart are hardened though because we've gone through so much trauma, we don't know how to undo it.
That's where prayer comes in, to ask for that heart to be unhardened. Because if you think about Pharaoh was ready to give up after the first plague, after the second plague, after the third plague, until God hardened his heart every time. So there's also that question that when I run into that situation, then I have the question of, if I feel like my heart is getting hard, is it because I did it or is it because he did it for some reason? Which is why my constant prayer is to always have a soft heart, because I don't want to have that hard heart that, like Pharaoh, ended up costing him his son.
Mm, yeah, no. But sometimes we have to learn. Lesson learned is sometimes hard. I wanted to talk to Sindel, and you guys, if you have your favorite verse, please type it up. I would love to do that. I would love
Mhm.
to hear it. The Matthew 6:24, right? And it says the verse is part of Jesus' Sermon on the Mount, emphasizing that our hearts cannot be divided between God and material wealth. It challenges believers to prioritize faith and trust in God over the pursuit of money, status, and worldly success. I don't ever tell people how like successful they are, because most people equate success to having a lot of money and having material wealth. Does that really mean that you're successful? A lot of these people, like Robin Williams, he had all that, right? But he wasn't happy. He wasn't right in his mind. He still felt lonely. It's awful. It's a powerful reminder for us Christian entrepreneurs to build business with integrity and purpose rather than being consumed by greed, right? And that's why I love the specific situation in your business where you actually use, and I say discernment because I always God for wisdom and discernment. It gives me the power to see who I can collaborate with or not. I only have 24 hours a day, and most of those days are spent with my job, my full time job, which is being a teacher. And I always try, like, let me tell you, I think I've heard all kinds of excuses about why they couldn't do their homework, probably forever. I had almost 15,000 students now. But I don't apply like, oh my God, they're telling me the same thing again. It's probably a lie. I don't go with that. I go with, I don't know their situation. I don't know their heart. And I'm going to take their word for it. If they lie, that's between him and that's between God and them. And that's not my thing. I will do what within my power to help. Right. So that's what we should do. It's like, don't go with expectations, because some of these people will always, expectation just kills collaboration for me, because you expect so much from this person and it just kills, because you don't even know how to manage yourself, let alone expect someone to manage your heart and your brain and everything. So I always ask for discernment, because then I can make decisions without, at least in my head, trying to hurt someone purposely, right? So that's definitely where I'm going with that, Sandal. Sister, I you're spicy. I definitely am on the spicy side. Yeah, 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 for sure. Right. Um, love should never hurt. God calls us to relationships built on respect, kindness, and peace, not fear and abuse. I actually like this because it goes with confronting domestic violence as well. If Nicole is still here, or Nagape, right? It goes with that. It's that we built on respect and kindness and peace, and that's why I always, and I mean always, um, look for happiness and peace every day, and that would be my success every day. Ephesians 5:25, which says, "Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her." Um, yeah, relationship is complicated. What do you say about that, sister?
It is. It is. And it it can be really difficult. Um, I can't I can't talk, and you know that, dear.
We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on about jealousy and poisonous love and destroys trust,
Uh-huh.
right? A heart at peace gives life, but envy rots. Let's sit this, because we already talked about this. We're not just talking about relationship with romantically. We're talking about business relationship. We're talking about collaborations. Last year, I've seen people who collaborate with us for the sake of collaborating with us, but the energy that were given to us was not so kind, actually, right? We were not asking for much. We weren't even asking for money, because we gave them scholarship at that point. We were just asking to help really amplify the message because they're part of the group, right? So how do we stop envy? I don't know if we can. It's part of human nature.
It's one of the seven deadly sins.
So how do we help other people, whether they're a Christian or not, to see that envy really ruts you up? So is jealousy. How do we do that?
That is a hard one, because unless somebody is really willing to look inside themselves to figure out if this is really what's happening, if their if their complaint, if the way they're treating somebody is focused on envy, jealousy, um, then if they can see it in themselves, they can actually make a change. At least they know they can make a change. But if they're just gonna, if they don't want to look inside, they're mad at somebody. They just want to stay that way. Um, and we've dealt with people in many ways who is kind of like hot and cold, and we just kind of had to say, okay, because we can't do hot and cold. It makes life difficult.
How about people who tells you one thing, 5 minutes later they tell you the opposite of they what just said, and then the next
Exactly.
minute they're like, "This is what I'm feeling." Ah, you're exhausting me. Lord help me. That's what I always say, right?
Mhm.
Um. So okay, let's see. Proverbs 11, verse in New Testament, it says, "The Lord detests dishonest scales, but accurate ways find favors with him." So it's kind of similar to what I've said. So thank you, Shonda, for definitely putting that in. Um, Charlie, Shonda is the one that I told you that I will introduce you to for mental health. Remember that. Yes, my bills need paid, but I'm working for a higher purpose. Exactly, right? God never says don't work hard. God never says you can't have money. He just says don't make it your center. That's all,
Mhm.
right? Because we need to survive. That's for sure. I'm terrified. Me too. I don't do bad things, or at least try not to, because I don't want it to come back. No, no, superhuman. Hey, let's talk about this at the end right now because we're almost at the end. How do we? Obviously, we can't help others to do what they don't feel within their bones and their heart and their soul. But let's focus on us and our business. How do we make decisions to move forward with people's relationships or not move forward with people's relationships, both in collaboration or in business? Let's start with you, sister.
Oftentimes, it's that uh, we've had a number of times where we're excited for somebody to come in, and then something happens during that, and everything becomes difficult, and our gut is telling us something. So it's almost as if um, God is just speaking to us through that gut feeling of, we just have to get through it. And what we and we've both done this, where we're having difficulties with somebody, but we do everything we can to get through that project, and once it's done, then we allow them to just slip away, so that we can focus on what we need to, because when you've got that kind of energy around you, it pulls you down.
Mm-hmm.
But when
Mm-hmm.
we let that energy go that's been dragging us down,
Feels so good. It's like having a thorn move pulled out,
yeah, it's
right?
the lion and the mouse in some ways.
Right? Okay, so Superwoman here. I'm gonna do this because I was actually in my Bible. I love this verse actually in Psalms. Says, "Do not fret because of those who are evil, or be envious of those who do wrong. For the light grass will soon wither, like green plants, they will soon die away. Trust in the Lord and do good. Dwell in the land and enjoy safe pasture. Take delight in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust in him, and he will do this. So, verse 1 and 2 really reminds us not to envy those who gain success through dishonesty, because their success is temporary. Verse 3 encourages us to trust in God and focus on doing good rather than worrying about what others think about it. Verse 4 teaches us that when we truly delight in God, our desires will align with his will and he will fulfill them. And verse 5 finally calls to commit to our plans and actions to God, trusting and that he will guide and establish them, right? So don't worry about your unethical competitors. Focus on doing business with integrity for yourself and for others that you're going to work with, but trust with your goals because he will align your desire with his purpose. And again, listen, if you're trying to push your business somewhere and your business seems to be so hard and so difficult, like if you're trying to create a book, solo book, and you're just having a hard time, maybe it's not the right time. He doesn't say don't do it at all. He's just saying pause for a minute because there's better things that I can help you so you can align yourself with what you need to be, right? Surrender your business and plans to God because knowing he will lead you to success in his time, not in your time. And it's never a good time. Actually, it's always his time. And we love to think that we have control over everything. We don't have control over everything. So that's why you have to pray for it. And it's not a miracle that happens in a second. Sometimes it takes years to figure things out. Sometimes it takes days or months. But that's why we're living this life temporarily because he's watching how we can make decisions for ourselves if we are deserving to be that life forever to be with him. So when you are doing business, guys, think of your business as literally you're doing it and it's like school of life, right? When people says, oh, it's school of hard knocks, yes, it is because you learned the hard way because you weren't listening. All he's basically telling you is to live this way. And some of us really cannot listen. There's no excuses whether we have ADHD or not. It's in your heart, right? But repent is a good way to get back to his graces. What do you think, sister?
Totally agree on that. It's the repent, and that for many, that's the hard part.
Yeah.
Either they refuse to repent, they refuse to say that they have uh, any part of why something went wrong, or maybe they don't remember. But if you don't remember what it is that you have to repent,
You're
that's
not ready.
again, well, but then again, at that point, if you know there's probably something, you still take it to prayer and ask. It's like, I know there's something. I can't think of what it is. I want to repent and at least get that conversation started with him.
Yeah. And I also find out too, like the more that you actually ask for help, people do like to help, right? Just be careful on the people that's trying to give you help if they're actually trying to help you or trying to help themselves within your business. That's when I pray for discernment, guys, and wisdom. And I've always have said this: don't pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure a difficult one. And really, Bruce Lee's is all about looking within rather than out, right? You see that he's the best of all of this, not because he was sleeping and taking a nap all day. It's because he practiced and practiced and practiced. That's why people says practice what you preach. So guess what? If you want something done, do it yourself, try it. And if it doesn't work, pivot and change. If you make a mistake, own it, move on, find solutions, right? A lot of people, you give too much power when they tell you you're wrong, you're this, you're bad, blah, 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 and then you just kind of dwindle down. Don't stay there. Move on. Own it, move on. Own it, move on. Because we're not perfect. We make mistakes. So I make mistakes. I'm sorry. I'm human. I'm truly sorry if I hurt your feelings, right? And some people when they apologize, they apologize being PC, but not necessarily from their heart, and I can tell. And I won't accept those apology. I'm sorry. That's between you and your God. I'm human, but I will pray for you. I will never pray for bad things to you. I will pray for
Nope.
you that you will find discernment, wisdom, love, kindness, and compassion, so that whatever you may be going through that hardens your heart right now and your mind, that someday soon He will open up your heart to be kind and compassionate again, how you're supposed to be made for your business. So if you're running a business, think about your center, think about how you collaborate with others, and just be kind. Right, sister?
Be kind.
Be kind.
And
Be
give
kind.
lots of love.
If we make a habit of praying and the pause to listen and pay attention, He will show us the truth, intentions, and it's 100%. That's what we've been talking all. Women in business should read and study Proverbs 31. The virtuous woman was a boss.
That's
We
true.
are a boss. We are a boss. Yes. You just need to follow my wife. Oh, I love it. I love it. Charlie, get out of the way. I'm going to have to talk to your wife. Get out of the way. I'm talking to your wife. While I'm helping, I'm helping Charlie. But anyway, who's the boss in this household? Let's go. I love it, Charlie. I cannot wait. Susanna and I cannot wait to help you and work with you and put our heads together to collaborate for the community. Thank you guys so much for being here. We appreciate you. As you know, we do have to leave. We are already late in this matter, but I will always have this song. Ready, sister?
Ready.
Actually, this is not red, Sindel. It's actually bright pink. I know, it does look like red, huh?
It's got that red tinge to it.
Yeah, but it's bright pink. See? My lips is red, but this one is bright pink. I'm so... Sister needs a crown. We're gonna buy her a crown because she is a crown of belonging and a crown of publicity. So yeah.
Level up, it's time to rise. Unlock your potential.
Reach for the sky.
Pain to purpose, find clarity and stride. With Dr. Leyland leading, we stand side by side. Collaboration fuels us, together we thrive. At Level Up Academy, your dreams come alive.
Woo! Bye, guys. Happy Sunday. Have a nice week, everybody. See ya.
Have a great week.
Yes.